guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Now guys, this is just a little bit of an informative video just to show you what me and Hansi are up against living here in Ireland. Now, some of you may live in different parts of the world. I'm sure very few actually live in Ireland. But the biggest challenge we have here, guys, as I said a few times, it's certainly not the coldness, because here our winters in Ireland, we're up in Northern Ireland in Belfast, are very, very mild. We get a couple of nights where it dropped below freezing, but in general it's very mild. Our biggest problem is the humidity, because it is so damp. And bearing in mind, me and Hansi have moved up from Waterford, which was in the southeast of Ireland, which was a lot drier and certainly a lot sunnier. And now we've moved up to Belfast, which is Northern Ireland, at the top end of Ireland. It's a lot damper and certainly not as sunny. Now, we know it's November, so we don't expect it to be like the middle of August. We're not that daft. But it is. We've had so much rain, guys. And it does sort of, it's horrible. I don't like damp climates, I have to say. And it is quite challenging. I'm hoping that it's not always going to be like this. I used to live in Sligo for 6 years when I first moved to Ireland, on the west coast of Ireland. And I'm not joking, you guys. It rained every flipping day. It was so damp. And it drove me mad, seriously. And that's why I moved down to the southeast of Ireland, where it's a lot sunnier and drier. And it was just like, the difference in the weather was like night and day. Now, obviously, we've moved it to Belfast. The weather is a lot drier on the east coast, which is where we are, even though we're at the top end of Ireland. So it's nowhere near going to be as bad as the wet west coast, but it's still pretty damp. And I just want to show you here, because this is quite eye-opening. The good news is we have the fan going on here. Now, I haven't got it on the heat. It's actually very mild today. As I say, it's middle of November, and I'll just show you the temperature's 58 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's nearly 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 degrees Celsius. So it's very mild for this time of year. This is the type of heat weather we get, so it's certainly not cold. Even January and February, we don't get it that cold as such. It always stays above freezing anyway. And we have the fan. We have the fan going here, which is amazing heater that me and Hansi bought. And we did a video when we got this, so links up above to that video, guys. Very impressed with it. And as I say, we haven't got the heat on. This is just the fan going, so it's just circulating the air as ventilation. And this is brilliant because of the high humidity that we have got here in Ireland. The fan helps to keep a lot of the plants from getting mouldy and fungal and everything. As I say, all the plants now are pretty much dry in their pots, except for some of the epiphytes, and obviously the schlumbergias, the Christmassy cacti. They're slightly moist because they're still actively growing and coming into flower. But other than that, all the desert types are all kept completely dry now, so they can certainly handle a lot more humidity when they're bone dry, as in not watered and stuff. I just want to show, this is our hydrometer here, and this is no word of a lie, guys. This is the hydrometer. It's 110% humidity in this polytunnel. And bearing in mind, we do ventilate the polytunnel. We have the door open on the few dry days we get, and we have the fan going all the time. The problem is it's so damp all the time here, including out, it's so damp outside, rain, that the humidity is just so high. It's pretty nightmarish, I have to say. We need some dry weather, and whether we're going to get it, I'm not familiar with Northern Ireland's weather, but me and Hans are sort of panicking, thinking, long term, this is not going to be good for the cacti. So we're just going to have to deal with it. All we can do is have the fan going and see how it goes. But the good news is the plants all seem to be doing well anyway. They seem happy enough. And as I say, the good news is the roof is totally dry. We've got the bubble wrap in here. When I used to live in the southeast of Ireland, I had the old conservatory, always was bad with condensation dripping onto the plants in the winter. So God knows what the humidity must have been in there. But as I say, the good news is we've put the fan on. The fan's been on about 10 minutes. ventilation, and it's gone from 100, well, it was about there, way over 110, and it's starting to go back up again. I was in the polytunnel the other day and it was on 90, so it's not that bad. It's just that we've had a series of wet days. But just wanted to, guys who live in California and other parts of drier climates than we have here, to see what we're up against growing these plants. As I say, it's not the cold, it's the humidity, and obviously we can't have the door open. Here the door, I normally would have it open on dry days to ventilate. We're not able to do that when it's wet all the time. So hopefully the fan seems to be doing its job anyway, so doubles up as a heater on the cold nights and also as a fan. But other than that, everything seems to be doing pretty good in the polytunnel. Very pleased. In fact, the plants have actually never looked so good, I have to say. They're pretty healthy looking, and a lot of the succulents are still actively growing now because a lot of them are South African growers. And everything, then the penties are all sort of closing down now for the winter time, all slowing down. But I say in the next couple of weeks or so, we're going to have a lot of the Christmas cacti, the Slumbergias, all in amazing flower. And I'll just show you some of them over here. I have done a couple of videos, update videos on these. As you can see, they are doing remarkable. Look at all that. And there's a lovely seed pod on the big orange flame one there. Loads of buds. So they're going to be all flowering lovely in the next couple of weeks or so. And more as well on here. So that's great. And I've got all the Solenicerius grandiflorus cuttings there. I've got a few of the seedlings underneath. As I say, it's absolutely lovely temperature in this polytunnel. But as I say, it's just keeping the humidity down. That is our biggest challenge, guys. But guys, anyway, just a bit of an update on that, and just to let you know what we are up against here. So tell you, we're not kidding you. Look at that. That is amazing. 110 degree. But it's going up and up with the fan. So I think what we're going to do now, the fan burns very little electric when it's not on the heater. In other words, the fan burns as much as I think it's like a 30-watt light bulb on for an hour. It literally would be about 5 pence an hour. About 5 pence, 5 cents, 6 cents an hour. So it's worth it to have this on the very damp days to get the humidity up when we can't open the door to ventilate. So guys, I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from Ireland. And until the next video, guys, and please send us some sunshine and dry weather.